a small introduction on why we invited you here today. I think that one of the biggest problems, the biggest issues for the startups is how to get their innovations funded. So, of course, there is the Next Generation Internet initiative that it's related to funding any solutions related to helping in the creation of a human-centered internet. For example, with technologies related to cybersecurity or data protection or electronic identity. But that's not the only way. So I think that Thibaut and Isabella have additional sources of funding that could be interesting for this type of innovators. So please go ahead, and I think that, for example, Thibaut could start explaining a little bit about this funding, Cascade funding opportunities.
Thanks, Raquel. So I'll share my screen just to present a bit a tool that we've developed in-house to allow exactly in the case of startups looking for SMEs looking for fundings in different industries. So in this case, we have like registered the ongoing and upcoming calls for example, artificial intelligence. So just a few words about this app. It's possible to just scan this QR code here on the right, or maybe on the left of your screen actually, or just take the link that Marta will share via the chat. And once you open it, so you can explore giving the industry interested in. So for example, if I go to artificial intelligence, here we have at the moment 3 open opportunities related, one to when we select artificial intelligence and cognitive systems, another one there, and then NGI Sure. So you can explore them, go a bit deeper, see, when is the deadline, access the project website, have a few information about the grant amount, type of applicants, and also see access directly the apply website where you can submit your application. And you have also the upcoming funding opportunities, so that are not just been released, but in the coming weeks or months will be opened, and you will be able to get assigned and to apply. So we also have, so for example, AI here, and internet. We have also 2 upcoming calls, and then Internet of Things also that could be relevant for here. We have some actual fundings opened, so you can go and explore and then just like pick the ones that could be interesting for you. We also have a link direct to the NGI community that would allow to exchange with entrepreneurs or researchers and innovators, and discuss also like funding opportunities. So you can directly access via this button and then just start to chat and get some information or ask a question in the right sections. So this is a bit what I wanted to present as a tool for you to help you find the right funding, support you, and by exploring this app. So you can also just keep it on your desktop or on your app if you on your phone if you wish to. We'll explain how. So that's more or less it. And you can ask some questions via little Q&A that we put if you have any more inquiries about this. So I think that's my presentation. Just wanted to share this with you, and that's it for me.
Okay, thank you very much, Thibaut. I see that Marta has dropped the link on the chat. So if anyone wants to toggle a little bit with the app, I see that you have several tags depending on technologies and so on. So I think it's quite interesting. And now let's go with Isabella because she has some other opportunities that could be also relevant for the innovators.
Perfect. Thank you, Raquel, for inviting, and also Thibaut for the introduction, because I believe now from seeing how you can find the funding opportunity, I will tell you a bit more maybe about one of them, and so you can see the scheme and how most of them work. So let me just share my screen. Okay. Okay, it was loading a bit faster when I was not with the camera, but okay. Can you hear me?
Let's try again and let's see.
Yes. Sorry for that. Okay, I think maybe I will turn off my camera and try again. Sorry. Okay, here we go. Perfect. So also maybe starting from on top of continuation and the introduction about the open calls made by Thibaut, also I wanted to tell how we are connected actually also to NGI initiative. I believe it's through the phrase that we are also shaping the development and the evolution of the internet. But in Bonsaps, we do it through the artificial intelligence and through the AI as a service platform that is being created. So this is the main connection. And I would like to tell you a bit more about this. So Bonsaps is one of the projects that is also from the AI family. So here you can see other funding opportunities. Those are, many of them are managed also by Funding Box. So here you can see actually Bonsaps, those that are in green are open now. So that is why Bonsaps will be the main focus today. But I invite you also to have a look on iEnergy that is concentrated on the AI solutions for the energy sector that will launch very soon. And also we have the Stairway project that will be focused on the low-tech SMEs and also the implementation of AI there. So we all share this common goal of supporting SMEs in digitalization and in applying the AI into their processes. But each of us is kind of specialized. So either it's energy. In Bonsaps, we also have 4 specialized sectors. Copernicus is, for instance, for the aerospace. So I invite you to have a look on all of them. And also we have Cascade, so which is also will apply the AI to the cancer, healing the cancer solutions. So this is also a very nice opportunity. And Elisa will launch, I believe, next year. But still, that one is connected more to the research, is more research oriented. But all of them have funding for the AI sector. So I invite you to check them all. And today I will tell you a bit more about Bonsaps. So just in short, the Bonsaps consortium is already working in the previous project. So now it's since 2017, now it's the continuation. HESO, the university in Switzerland, is the lead. And then we have quite strong technical representative with the University of Bologna or Swedish University or NVISO. So those partners are responsible for developing the AI on demand platform. And then we also have the communication and partners responsible for funding and open calls like Funding Box and Easy. But to the point, what is our mission? I already mentioned a few times this AI as a service, and I will add now for the deep edge, because indeed this is the important element that during the project we are continuing the work on the Bonsai's marketplace. That now it's in this beta version, and the final goal of the project is to make that platform available for the SMEs, for small companies that for which the implementation of AI is not that easy, because, for instance, I know they have never, well, for sure they've heard about AI, but if they do not have the technical experts on board, these are usually small companies. So we want to make it easy so they just can come to the platform, use the modular services, and easily take the algorithm and apply it to their services, to their processes, or whatever they need. Okay, so that will bring this digital transformation that I believe NGI is also aiming to. So that is also our common goal. And we will do this through the innovation cycle. Okay, so those modular services will be the AI solutions. Okay, so this is the final outcome, and I know I'm starting from the end, but this is important to understand that during the project now, the Bonsai's marketplace is on the phase when we try to bring the users to the platform. Okay, so it's been developed since 3 years. Now the beta version will be tested with the external users, and we'll select them through the open calls. Okay, so this will be important element, because we'll select the AI talents. This is the open call that we have launched now. But also we'll select the SMEs, those adopters that will also use these modular services. So at the end, for this innovation cycle, so through the open calls where we'll select the users, and that we will work together, okay, because it's important that those AI talents, which are experts and developers, will work together with the SMEs with the tools provided on the Bonsai's marketplace. And the final outcome will be 20 AI solutions, which are those modular services that in the global vision, or European vision, will help digitalize SMEs. So here you can see, well, I will tell a bit more about the sectors on the next slides, but you can see also we are focused on the industries that are, that the AI adoption is like the most difficult one. So that is also one of the common EC goals. I believe many projects, healthcare, automotive, manufacturing, and robotics are the sectors that are being supported. Okay, so yes, I mentioned the outcomes are the AI solutions, and a little bit more why we're actually doing that, why BonsApps exist, why we want to create this platform. Well, we have noticed that there is a gap between the research. So there is a lot of talented developers, data scientists that actually work on AI solutions. So that is what we call AI supply. And there's also AI demand, which are those SMEs, those low-tech SMEs that are not connected, have not enough resources to adapt AI. Sometimes they're not even aware how AI could improve their processes. So that is why BonsApps, and I believe also other European projects try to close it. So basically bring the research to the market, but not only to the big industrial players, also to the smaller ones. And we will organize 2 open calls. Basically, the first one is focus on this AI supply part. So I'll tell you a bit more, because this is the one that is open now. And then we have also next year for SMEs that will be more concentrated on demand, where we'll be looking for SMEs that will actually define their problems. But into the point, talking about AI talents, The first open goal in a nutshell. So the key in this open call, it's if you know NGI, it's one of the NGI initiatives, which is Ledger. It might look a bit familiar, the scheme, because it's very similar to like kind of venture building program. Okay, so here it's not the AI solutions that people come with, because there are some predefined challenges with a very specific technical requirements, data sets that will be used, and also like evaluation criteria for the algorithm. So this is already included in the open call documents. So the AI talents will have to actually select one and justify more the skills that they have and motivation to solve the challenge. But it's not applying with your own solution, because we want you to create the solution with the tools that will be provided. Okay, so these are Bonsai's marketplace resources. So you can see it's more like we provide the tools and the idea actually to be developed. We're just looking for the skilled experts that will be founded, and that after 5 months we'll be able to create the AI solution that will be implemented to Bonsai's marketplace. And so this is quite similar, I think, to Ledger from NGI initiative. So that's why I'm trying to compare it somehow, if you already know that. And talking about AI talent skills, because this is the key to actually write the winning application. So who are they? I'm repeating many times AI talents. In the simplest wording, we are looking for experts that will train and deploy the AI solutions. Here on this picture, you can see like the timeline, or I would say the tasks, because of course there are many small tasks to create or to reach the AI solution, and actually even to integrate it to the platform. So of course, during 5 months, it's quite short. It's quite short time, and we know that. That is why in the first open call, the part that is marked in red is the one that will be executed. So the innovator that defines the challenge was already done. As I mentioned, we had the workshop with the industrial leaders. Okay, so that help us to define the challenges that I have listed in the next slide. And now they're included in the open call. So those that are interested, they have to review them, select the one that you think you're most skilled for. And if you get selected, those AI talents will select 30. Will have to have data scientist skills to be able to actually create the model from the data sets that will be provided. And then you also need development skills, okay? Because you need to deploy and create the application, okay? So you have to train this algorithm. So I'm always saying that you can apply as one person if you know a lot about data science and development, but you can also apply as a team. So you can actually have complementary skills, okay, between each of you. But it is important to have it in mind that these two elements will be crucial. And then there's also the final integration part. This we might not cover. We'll try, okay, if the AI solution will be developed well, or but the integration will be probably post program, after the program. But of course, this is our final goal and main goal of the project, to actually bring these solutions. So they will be integrated and will be able to be reused by in future low-tech SMEs. For now, we have the developer community there, so it still will be, there will be possibility to commercialize it and reuse it. And for the eligibility, like who, from the more legal perspective, so of course we are looking for European. So this is same as NGI, we're the European project. So European and associated applicants are eligible. And you can apply as a natural person or as a team, so up to 5 people. But you can also apply as the entrepreneur. So if you have a startup, and in this startup you have a team that would like to join our program, then you apply as the SME or as mid-cap. Okay, so here you have to check employers limits, okay, but I believe if you have a small company, it's okay. But we also accept research and technology organizations because there are many researchers that are working on similar solutions that we have predefined. So if there is some team of the researchers in the research center, you can also apply, and probably you're not able to apply under the contract that you have with the RTO, so you can apply as the RTO, okay, and then the fund will be paid directly to the institutions, to the research institution. But for more details, you can check our guides. Okay, there are detailed definitions, and you can actually review if you fit to any of the categories. But I believe the categories are quite wide. Okay, I would say that only big companies are not allowed. And what? So I already said that we're looking for people that will develop AI solutions. But here are the challenges that I just wanted to briefly mention. The robotics one, manufacturing, automotive, and health. And as I mentioned, the details are included in the Annex 2, Annex 2 in the guide for applicants. And for the bonsais marketplace, we receive a lot of questions because, of course, as you could see from my slides, it's the key also, another key element of our program. So on top of your skills that you have to include in the application form, and also the industrial challenges that are already predefined, you will have to try to include the information how you will use the bonsais marketplace tools. And now the platform is not accessible for the public. So this it will be when the support program starts. Okay, so now we will close the open call, we will do the selection process, and then 30 winners will start the program. And that is when, of course, all of AI talents will receive access to the marketplace. But of course, our team is doing all possible that to release or to provide the information earlier. So there are documents that you can review on our platform that include the details about the current release and the tools that are available, and also we have a video with the demo. So this information is enough for those that are on the application stage, okay, for you to know. And for now, the beta version that will be launched with the first open call winners will include the challenges and AI research features. Okay, so here you can see they are in green. And also here, well, another element that connects us with NGI, that it will be open sourced. Okay, so the platform will be open sourced. So I believe also we are trying, to make the internet more open to everyone, and as I already mentioned here, through AI. And the benefits. So of course, funding, it's always a plus. As in all these AI initiatives, there's always some funding. In case of BonSAPS, it's 70,000 euro. But from that, you have to remember that 10,000 has to be dedicated to contracting the HPC cloud infrastructure that AI talents will need to train the models. Okay, so we'll have a list of the validated providers that you will be able to contact, so you don't have to look for them. But it's important that it's important element of the support program, and there is a budget for that. And of course, the program will last 5 months. Okay, so you will also receive support from BonSAPS team to actually work with the tools and with the platform. We also have the certified AI talent user. This benefit is related to the massive online courses that will launch. So the AI talents will be able to get the certificate after finishing the course, and of course after the program. And the most promising 10 out of 30 will also receive the business mentoring. So in order also to bring the AI solution to the markets, also outside of the platform. Here's the timeline. So as I mentioned, the application is by 2nd November. And then we'll have 2 months to evaluate your results. And the support program will launch in January and will last 5 months. And here is the direct link where you can find all the information I provided and more and supporting documents. So here the link repeats. You can just see how the landing page looks like. And here again, when you will be applying to other AI opportunities that I had on the first slide, the landing page will be quite similar. So there is always this apply now button. So you just have to sign up or open the account in Funding Box, launch the application form. Then you have to read the guide for applicants, which is must read. Okay, this is very, very important because all of what I'm saying about eligibility, rules, and scope are included there. And then if you cannot find information, then FAQ document is like additional or complementary one. Okay, so always check the documents, sign up, open the application, and fill it by 2nd November. Here are the documents, just in short, but yeah, the guide for applicants should be in red because this is, if you do not have much time, then the guide is the first thing to go, but there are many supportive documents. I think important one that we published recently is Bonsai's Marketplace release notes. So this is the one where you can actually see information about the platform, but you can also check the draft of the subgrant agreement in case you have doubts on how the support program and what will be the obligations, how the payments will be made. So many documents, but of course, if you have doubt, you can always ask us also directly. And in short, the selection process, because this is also something that is applied in many European projects with funding. So you will always find this first step that is the eligibility check. So if there is a requirement that you have to be SME or natural person, so we check what you marked in the application form, if your application is in English, or if you are from European country or associated. Okay, so this is done automatically by our system. And then those that are eligible, they pass to the expert external evaluation, we call it, which is the most important part. Okay, so here what needs to be underlined that in European projects, in most of them, we always count on the external experts from the domain to help us to select the winners. Okay, so this is the first and most important phase that usually lasts 2 up to 3 weeks, where we, in case of BONSAPs, we hire 2 external experts independent, so they are not connected to consortium, that will evaluate the excellence, impact, and implementation sections. These are also pretty standard. You'll see that excellence is always about technology, the state of art. Impact is more related on how actually the solution will influence the market. Okay, and also some part about the commercialization and how the results will be used later. And the implementation is all about how you will execute or how you think you will execute your work. Also about the team members, so who will execute. So in case of BONSAPs, this is where you have include the skills that are the key. And then, of course, after we get the scores from the evaluators, there is a ranking. Those that pass the minimum threshold will get to the next stage. And this is the consensus meeting is actually the stage where already it's BONSAPs consortium that will review the list, the ranking made by experts, just to check if all the proposals are relevant to the scope of the project. Okay, and also you will check the ethical issues. I mean, usually we finish with the ranking made by evaluators, but the BONSAPs consortium has the last word before announcing the official results. Because then after consensus meeting, we select 30 AI talents, and those are invited to legal check, which is already more administrative phase, that's where our team asks you for some documents to confirm if you're not a bankrupt or if you actually have SME status or if you're a natural person, then if you have nationality in European Union. So we have to do all that reviews before signing the subgrant agreement. So before entering to the legal relation with you, right, by signing the subgrant agreement. And that's it for the selection process. Here, okay, this slide moved a little bit. But what I wanted to say is that in the community that Thibaut showed you also in the previous presentation, we always have the open call help desk. So there is a special dedicated space where you can write your questions. So this is a nice way to maybe find the answer to the most pending issues. But of course, you can also send us the message directly to the BONSAP's help at funding box. You can also read the FAQ document, or you can join the webinar tomorrow at 3:30. Me and Miguel de Prado, who is more technical oriented, will answer your questions. Okay, so this is the introduction, but we'll get deeper because the open call is closing. So we want to make sure that everything is clear and to give you tips to give the applicants the tips on how to apply. And that's it. Once again, the link and reminder about the deadline. And just to finish, because and to not forget that if you do not fit to BONSAPs, don't worry. There are so many opportunities that work with very similar systems. So the selection process probably has quite similar stages. If you are already in funding box, then you can actually easily also apply to iEnergy or Starway, because the structure and the documents will look probably similar. Of course, we'll have different requirements and scope, but at least it's easy to read when it's structured the same way. So Google those projects. They will all be open or are open now and have interesting funding opportunities. And that's it from my side for today. I'm not sure if we have any questions or...
Well, thank you.
Thank you, Raquel.
Thank you, Isabella. Yes, there are a couple of questions here. One for you is the challenges to be solved are already designed, or are the applicants the ones who design them within the proposed sectors?
Yeah, these are AI talents that have to decide. So you will see an application form, you will have to mark one, and then you have, well, there's also the question, why actually you decided, your motivation. So yes, AI talents select the challenge that you want to apply to.
Okay. And then we have another question, is for both of you. Can non-EU members apply to this kind of open calls that you presented?
Unfortunately, no. I mean, EU members, but if you are coming from associated country, this is also, there's quite a big pool of associated. If you're interested, you can just Google, or in BONSAPs, in Guide for Applicants, there's actually a direct link to the full list. But yeah, this is one of the main criteria. So if you are not European or associated, you will not be able to receive funding through these projects, unfortunately.
Okay. Well, thank you very much, guys. I believe there's no more questions. So, well, thank you for participating today here with us, and bye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.